For an acre of maize farm per se, can you give us an estimate? Because most of us are really concerned about the money, the profits we will be making. So, if or how profitable is it?
Well. You see.
Welcome to another insightful episode. Today we are speaking on maize farming. We talked to Mr. Kwashi on maize farming. He gives us great advice in terms of the land preparation, watering, seeds to use, fertilizer application, weedicides, and he gives us some great techniques. Towards the end of the video, he gives us the budget for a 1 acre of land. He gives us the prices of fertilizers, prices of maize seeds. So make sure to stick through the video till the end to get full detail of everything that has been shared in the video. If you like what I do, if you think what I do is insightful, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave your comments of any question you would like us to ask the next time we visit Mr. Kwashi's farm. Enjoy this video. So today we are moving away from onion. Yes, we want to know, you do other things. You do maize, and which other crops do you?
Yeah, I do maize, I do ayoyo, I do rice, I do okra, I do boma, all sort of vegetables. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Today I want to we want to learn a bit about maize farming. Is maize profitable?
Yes, maize too is profitable. Yeah. Any crop that you depend on, one way or the other, you get profit, provided you do it well. Yeah, so maize too is good.
The market available for maize in Ghana here?
Oh yes, maize throughout the year. Maize, we depend on maize. It is now our staple food. I may say the first staple food in Ghana today, because in Accra here, it is not every day you can pan fufu. But as for banku and rice, I think that is what we depend on mostly in Accra here. So maize is consumed anytime, any day in Ghana here. Yeah.
All right. So today you are going to give us some in-depth knowledge, because you know most of us are new to farming. So we would want to know every single thing we can get from you about maize farming, because you are very experienced, and then I'm sure there's a lot you can share with us. So first of all, what are the seeds that are good for our lands here in Ghana? Maize seeds.
Formerly, the time I was young at the village, we produce our own seed. When we harvest, our parents, they used to hang some somewhere. They select the big ones and hang it against the cooking pot or where we set fire. So it can be there for 1 year. Then when the season comes, we just go for that one, we prepare it, then we go and plant. But today is not like that. Today you buy the seed, then you plant, then you get your yield. At first we get some called obatampa seed. We get mamaba, which is produced locally. So those are the seed we were planting gone at the days. But today there's a bit change in seed producing or where we get seed today. Now you have to import every seed you want to plant. When you want to get good yield, we import every seed. The obatampa, some is in the system now, but it is not as good as it was some time ago. So now we are depending on foreign seed. Yes, the seed we are planting now, the yellow type, we call some lake. We get yellow lake, we get white lake, we get Pana 53, that is white and yellow, and we get Pania. Pania is the most expensive hybrid in the system now. So the one you are seeing around, they are Pania variety. Yes, so that is the type we are depending on now.
So how different is the Pania from the other ones? Why is it expensive?
Yes, the seed is expensive because it is a hybrid. When you plant it and take good care of it, you get the cost very big. Yeah, the size is bigger than the ordinary ones. That's why we, the farmers, too, we like that, provided it is expensive, but we like it. If you can afford and buy that seed, no matter how, you get something out of it.
All right, so we live in different areas across the country. Our lands are different. Which soil can accommodate the maize crops?
Oh, every soil is good for maize, provided it is not a salty land. If it is not a salty land, you can plant it anywhere. You take good care of it, you get your yield.
So any type of soil can accommodate?
Oh, whether it is sandy, it is clay, it is loamy, all is good for maize. Okay. Maize doesn't do any differentiation. Anywhere you put it, it will work for you. Okay. Provided you take good care of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in terms of taking good care of the maize, take us through planting it and then how to take good care of it. How long it takes before it grows for harvesting?
Well. Land preparation. You clear your land. You plow. If it is something like upland farming, there's no need to prepare ridges. You just plant, rainfall, you germinate, then you apply fertilizer, you do your pest control, then you maintain it well. The time is due, you get your harvesting. But if it is an irrigation field, we get sprinkling. Maybe you use sprinkler. That one you can plant it without preparing fallows. But if it is something like gravity irrigation, that means the water will pass through the ridges. That means how the other day I spoke about preparing the land for onion planting. The same thing applies to the maize too. You prepare your ridges, then you plant. Then when you are irrigating, you let the water pass through the ridges. Then it soaks the land, then the maize will get water.
Okay. So you can check out the video on that. We talked about how to prepare the land in another video on onion farming. You can check it out on the channel and then see how that is done. So
when you plant, when you are going to set the maize maybe fresh for chewing, cooking or roasting for chewing, it is 2.5 months, then it is ready for harvesting. But when you want it to dry, that means it will take another 1 month, so probably 3 months or more before maybe you get your drying. It will dry well for harvesting, so that's why it will go for banku or akple or anything you use for dry comfort. But chewing, when you want to chew it fresh, that one it is exactly 2.5 months. Then it is ready for harvesting.
Okay. So within that 2.5 months, do you plant directly?
Yes. Okay. For maize we don't nest. You plant it directly. Okay. Yes.
So within that 2.5 months, what are some of the maintenance practices that we have to adopt to be able to have some good yields?
Okay. When you get a fertile land, some people they don't apply any fertilizer. They don't do any pest control. But in our irrigation site here, you see we have been planting here for so many years. So the land is very weak. So we apply fertilizer. When I plant or we plant, the first 2 weeks you get your germination, then you apply first application, which is 15-15-15. You can drop it under it, or you punch a hole, you drop the fertilizer in, you cover it, then you wait for another 2 weeks, then you apply your nitrogen, which is urea or sulfate of ammonia. Then another 2 weeks, if you have some in addition, you can drop it lightly, then you to tessel. After tessel, then the crops will start shooting. Then after the 6 weeks, you can see it growing. Then another 1 month time, by 1 month time it is mature for harvesting. Yes.
What are some of the things we shouldn't do so that we have some good yields?
Okay, the don'ts are you have to do your good land preparation. If you want a good harvest, you have to do good land preparation and good pest control, and fertilizer application too. You have to do it at exact time. The time is due for applying fertilizer, you have to apply it. If you don't do it that way, you won't get a good harvest. And maintenance too, you need not let weeds grow among it. If you allow it to grow weeds, you won't get good harvest. So all the time you have to do your good maintenance. You weed around, or you use maize selective weedicide to control the weeds. So those are the do and don'ts you have to follow so that you can get good harvest. Yeah.
So, and the size of the crops, what makes it bigger? What is the factor that makes it?
It is how do we call it? Good maintenance. Yes, good maintenance go for land preparation, right from land preparation, applying fertilizer, controlling weeds, and taking good care of it.
The seed
Pest control too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the seeds?
Correct, good seed.
Good seed.
Yes, but I told you that the pannier is the correct seed now we are planting. So when you buy the pannier seed and plant and take good care of it, you can get good crops, maybe big crops, and maybe the good price too. Yeah, that one too you get.
Yeah. So what is the best weather for, when is the best time to plant
the maize? Oh, throughout the year. As for maize, it's not like the onion, we have only one season. Maize, you can plant it rainy season, you can plant it dry season, anytime throughout in the 12 months of the year, you can plant maize, provided you prepare your land well. When it is rainy season, you prepare your land well, water doesn't lodge in the farm, you don't have problem. Yes.
I was about to ask what about irrigation. So what's the best practices when it comes to irrigation, when we want to water our crops, the maize specifically?
Yes, maize doesn't like much water. So you prepare your, if it is an irrigation farm, irrigation, I told you have something like sprinkling. If you want to use sprinkler, you just face your sprinkler through the farm, then it will sprinkle the water on the maize for you. But it is a fallow irrigation. You have to do your ridges well, raise it to the point that the water doesn't fall through the farm, it passes through the ridges, like how that day I told you about the onion. Yes, the same thing. Then you just let it soak the soil. That one you use bowl and pour it like how you do to the onion. This one, it just soak the soil. When the root get water, that is okay for it.
So it means you don't have to fetch the water and pour it. No. Once the soil is soaked.
That's all, yes. So the water will pass through the fallow, then it soak the ridges. That's all. Then you open the water, then all go away. Then there's moist in the soil. That's all.
So that means there wouldn't be a need for a lot of work when it comes to maize.
There's work. The work aspect is the weed controlling, fertilizer application, and pest controlling. So those are the work. But unlike the onion work, it doesn't demand more attention like onion. Yes. So for maize, you have more time to rest. When you are taking good care of 1 acre maize farm, you have more time to rest. But onion, you have more work to do because it is onion is more delicate than maize, so you have to pay more attention to onion. Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to selling it, how is it bagged? How do you sell it to the people, to the market people? Do you call the people to come and then do the harvesting themselves like you do with the onions, or do you take it down? Do you harvest it and then prepare it? How do you prepare it and give it to the market women?
You see, the onion, after it is matured, your customer will come, then you bargain, depending on the size of the bulb, how bigger the size is. After the bargaining, you, the farmer, you do the harvesting. You find those who help you. Then you do your harvesting, you send it to where he can bag it, then the customer will come and bag it. Then after the bagging, then you count number of bag you get, then he pay you. You understand? But the maize, when it is ready for harvesting, the customers will come. Then they will harvest it themselves. Then they will go and select it. No matter how, you won't get all the crops equal. Some will be bigger than some. So they will go and do the grading. They will separate the bigger ones, the medium, then the smaller one. Then you count it for them. Then if it is 100 pieces, we count the bigger one, 100 pieces, we have an amount paid for that. The medium one, we have an amount paid for that, and the smaller ones too. Yes. So all its 100 pieces goes for an amount. Yes.
So is it a definite amount or
no, it changes depending on the season.
Okay.
Yes, because this time there is none in the system. So the market is a bit better than maybe Christmas time, whereby plantain will be more in the system. So most of the women, they doesn't come to the maize farm to come and buy maize. Some roast plantain, ripe plantain. So those times you don't get good market. But after Christmas, from January ending to say June, that time too we have a good market, because those times, those are the village, they don't do farming, or now before they have planted. So that time too, when you are at the irrigation area, you get good harvesting. Yeah.
For an acre of maize farm per se, can you give us an estimate? Because most of us are really concerned about the money, the profits we will be making. So if or how profitable is it?
Well. You see, you let the tractor plow for you. You do your harrowing. You do your ridges. Those things all, it may cost you about 600 to 1,000 cedis for the land preparation alone. Then you buy the seed to the quantity. If you use the pannier seed, the quantity that will be enough for 1 acre, it will cost you 470. So let's call it 500 cedis today, the seed alone. Then you need NPK, about 2 bags, and urea 2 bags. So NPK 1 bag is 350. So the 2 will be 700. The urea 2, it is 450. So the 2 will be 900. So those are the cost for the fertilizer. The weedicide, that means the maize selective, one is going for 40 cedis. So 1 acre you need about 4 to control the weeds when the weeds are competing with the maize. So that is the cost for the weed control too. So now the application of the labor aspect, the planting, if you do it yourself, fine. But if you let the laborers do it for you, the 1 acre, they will charge you about 400 cedis. They are applying fertilizer to the same thing. Yeah. So 400 for planting, 400 for applying fertilizer, that is another 800 cedis. So all in all, you spend about 2,500 to 3,000 cedis for an acre of costing in maize preparation. Yeah. The selling too, if you get a good yield, you can harvest 1 acre and get about 10,000 or 15,000. Yes, depending on how best you take good care of it, the size of the crops. Yes.